land and water, we finally made it! Oh, this must be Fontaine. Wow! Everything looks so advanced in Fontaine. Paimon's heard that the industry here is extremely developed, and there are all kinds of unusual machines.
Yeah, we've been hearing that all the time while we're in Sumeru. Like, a lot of people just came to Sumeru just to tell us that. Yeah.
Just seeing the sights as a tourist is nice, but maybe it would be better if we found something to do.
Yeah. Let's go, Paimon.
What do you think?
Let's start meeting the Hydro Icon.
Good idea! Nahida gave us loads of useful information. Seeking out the 7 is probably still our best source for information at this point.
And also finding the truth.
The more we can learn, the better.
Yeah, let's learn more. I wonder if we will meet Densleaf again. Ah, boy.
So, what do you think the Hydro Archon's like? Will we get along? Nahida said that she has a very unique personality.
I mean,
Whatever that means.
to be honest, I don't think we need to know that, Paimon.
To learn about a nation's god, start with the nation's people. There seems to be some locals talking over there. Let's go see if we can join the party.
Yeah, let's go have a talk.
If you ask me, it's a tragedy how things ended for him. Clearly, he was a pretty decent person.
Yeah, I didn't expect that kind of ending for him. I thought he would at least fight on a little longer for his family. I was expecting a sudden plot twist, but it's a pity that it never happened. Still, his story is quite the tearjerker.
Excuse me. Can I help you too? I couldn't help.
Hi. We're travelers new to Fontaine, and we had something we wanted to ask, but you seem to be really busy talking about some kind of play, so we didn't want to interrupt.
I mean, to be honest, you're kind of interrupting everybody all the time to the point that people say to shut you up. I feel so bad for Paimon, really.
Play? Oh, no. We're talking about something that really happened. In fact, it's a case that was just heard a few days ago.
Huh, really? Interesting.
Like, a real trial? But the way you were talking about it and the words you used just now made it sound like some kind of story.
Well, good tales are often based on true stories, aren't they? And what you see in reality may also be someone deliberately putting on an act while harboring ulterior motives.
Yeah. For real, this is like what? Ace Attorney? Okay, for many people who don't know what Ace Attorney is, it's like if a courtroom is an anime, basically that's what it is. Man, it's a good anime though, for whoever like to be detective.
Whether something is true or not simply isn't that important. The main thing is whether the story being acted out on the stage is splendid enough.
Yeah.
Oh, but it looks like you're not from around here. You probably don't know that the Fontaine Court of Justice is called the Opera Epiclese, or more commonly known as just the Opera House.
So they see trial as sort of opera? Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have a good time, aren't we?
But, shouldn't court cases be treated a little more seriously than that? Not to question Fontaine's way of doing things. It's just that putting someone on trial is usually a very serious thing.
Yeah, it was pretty serious. Especially with what we're gonna go through.
No worries. Other visitors to Fontaine have wondered the same thing. You could say that we just don't want to waste the moving stories behind those cases.
Yeah, I guess that does make sense.
And as for your worries about whether the cases are treated with due reverence, we have the absolutely just and honorable Chief Justice Neuvillette.
Oh yeah, never that.
As well as the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, a machine created by the Archon. Between the machine and the Chief Justice, false charges and injustice are a thing of the past now.
So this is the Nation of Justice.
Pure trees? Is it some kind of machine too? Oh, Paimon's curious. We should check it out if we get the chance.
Yeah.
Wait, Paimon almost forgot to ask you our question.
Oh, that's easy. Just go to the Opera House. Lady Farina practically lives there. You could definitely say it's her biggest...
I think what they mean is that they. In that case, I'm afraid it's going to be a tad more difficult.
Huh. Is the Hydro Archon super busy taking care of official stuff? Wait, didn't you say that she's always at the Opera House?
No. Lady Farina seldom takes an interest with the nation's affairs. The reason it's difficult to make an appointment is simply because she's incredibly popular.
Yeah, she is pretty popular now.
That's right. After all, she is the Archon. Though she may tend to get a little dramatic from time to time, people can't get enough of her.
Yeah, she's an interesting one.
Huh. First time Paimon's ever heard of an Archon being described that way before. Wait! Paimon gets now! The Hydro Archon is kinda like a big celebrity here, right?
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Perhaps you could even say our mascot.
Aww, just so sweet. Yeah, so sweet till the end of it. On Conquest, I hope nothing will happen.
Hang on. This is still Fontaine's Archon you're talking about. You should show some more respect.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. I guess I should at least try to be a little more respectful in front of visitors. Otherwise, I might get arrested and find myself face to face with Monsieur Neuvillette.
Oh boy, you don't want to mess with that guy.
Come on. Sure, there's a lot of laws here, but nobody's going to be arrested for saying something disrespectful about the Hydro Archon.
Alright, I think we get it. Thank you! At least we now know that we can find the Hydro Archon at the Opera House. But who knows how long making an appointment will take? Guess we... Hey! What are you looking over there for?
She's been standing alone the whole
Huh.
time.
Maybe something's the matter.
Oh, Lynette.
She isn't going to jump into the water, is she? Maybe we better go check on her.
Hey, buddy. Hello, Lynette. Okay, now the actual Arcade quest is started. Let's go meet Lynette. Hello.
Hello there. Excuse me. Are you alright?
Of course it's alright, Paimon. Right?
Huh? I'm fine. Thanks.
Oh, okay then. We just...
About many things, actually. But there's nothing I can do but just keep my troubles to myself. I was just reminiscing about a place my brother and I would play when we were kids. It was just atop that hill over there.
You're pointing at the sea. Wait, are you...
No people call the waters around Fontaine a sea. It's actually just an inland lake that's filled with fresh water. And no, I can still see that hill clearly in my memories. Now, it's been completely submerged.
Oh, yeah.
He would skip and jump, tossing sand in the wind. The sun shone brightly, and the air was filled with the scent of the sea. But now, the water is gradually swallowing our memories.
Yikes.
It won't be...
Sorry. Paimon doesn't really get what you mean.
Yeah, what do you mean?
I
No?
don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Are you Lynette's new friends?
No, we just met her and asked if she was okay. Not like you're gonna...
Oh, and you are?
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes
Ooh,
here
kitty.
to reminisce about our childhood, that's all. There's no need for any concern. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Linny, and this is my sister Lynette. If I had to guess, I'd say you must be travelers from abroad.
Yeah, you can literally tell us from afar.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
Yep.
We were just talking with your sister. Even though we didn't really get what she was saying.
I see. It's unusual for Lynette to be so willing to talk with anyone. In fact, she seldom speaks at all. I'm usually the only one she ever talks to.
Yeah, together with your other sibling.
Oh, really? Then you two are just like us. Paimon's always the one talking for some reason.
I mean, I'm not from this world.
So that's how you think it is?
I also think my brother can be too talkative at.
See,
So, what did Lynette mean just now when she said that the water is in gold?
oh, that. It's from a prophecy that's been circulating in Fontaine for some time now.
Yeah, the prophecy. Oh boy, that wasn't a good thing.
Well, I suppose prophecy isn't exactly the right word, because that implies a certain amount of uncertainty. There's no doubt about what's happening in Fontaine now.
Oh, what's
Where
happening
to
this time
begin?
around? Oh boy.
Let's put that question on hold for a moment. We still haven't formally greeted each other yet, have we?
Yeah.
Did all the introductions earlier not count?
Hello, traveler.
Oh, really? Nice to meet
And hello, Paimon.
Hey! Why didn't Paimon get a handshake?
Please, don't take offense. Just
Oh,
consider
that
it a sort
is-
of
no,
etiquette we
you
have here
did
in
not just
Fontaine
did
when
that,
making new
lady.
friends. You should remember it. It might prove...
Oh, all right then. Well, by the way, we were just getting ready to go to the Opera House to meet the Hydro Archon.
So you're going to see Lady Farina? No problem at all. In fact, I was planning to go to the Opera House later myself. I'll gladly take you once I finish things here. Please, follow me.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Following you, my friend. It's kind of interesting just to see the both of them. It's so good. Alright, let's go meet the Hydro Archon, shall we?
You said you were going to see Lady Farina? Well, it seems Lady Farina has come to see you.
Yes. Now let's see the freaking Archon itself. Hey yo, she's from the trailer, and oh my gosh, those buttons are fighting for their life. Okay, I'm really loving that joke now. Oh, so yeah, that Archon is reminding me of a character from One Punch
So,
Man. I'm
she's
literally
the Hydro
thinking
Archon?
about it.
How did she know we were looking for her?
My dear people, rich and poor, those with cup in hand and those with nothing at all, raise your glasses in celebration. If you don't have one, then just raise your hand in lieu.
Oh, that's great. Not gonna lie, she looks good.
As you can all see, two unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation. Come, let us make a toast in honor of this traveler and her companion who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Yeah, we've been traveling a lot.
Is she talking about us?
Really, Paimon? Of course she's talking about us. Thank you. Nobody seems holding glass. Oh, I love that.
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos you've left in your wake as you visited other nations. But I welcome you nevertheless. No, I have come to receive you personally.
This just went a little good.
Fear is for insignificant cowards. I am a god, and I will never entertain the notion of such meaningless wariness. You can be rest assured, I see clearly your sincerity.
Yeah, just hope you didn't backstab us. You won't do that, right?
Of course, seeking an audience with me is the most sensible thing to do. It will allow you to truly behold my power and witness my authority. In intelligent people always gather under the correct banner.
Yeah.
I, Focalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro and acknowledge the value and significance of your trip. Now, you may rejoice in this.
Well, finding the Archon was easy enough.
Yeah, Paimon still can't believe it. Feels like we've only been here for a few minutes.
Actually, it's been a few days since I actually record this, so... Oh boy. It's gonna be a lot more funny when this video releases.
But the Hydro Archon's entrance was, how should Paimon describe it? A little over the top?
I mean, with all the things we caused, I don't see the reason why.
Miss Hydro Archon? How did you know we were coming?
Paimon will literally like telling everybody that, oh yeah, let me just go find my brother, like to everybody. Of course somebody gonna, the whole news about us is everywhere now.
I see. As Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. Don't forget that even the gods can be divided into the mediocre and the excellent. I suppose it's only natural for you to be awestruck by my abilities.
Yeah, you are kinda interesting. Damn, gonna like the eyes though.
You had best stop and consider. Do you really have the noble qualities and etiquette necessary to communicate with a god? All it takes is a flick of my finger for me to know
Oh, it was that
everything
guy!
about you.
That guy in Sumeru!
Whoa, talk about sounding high and mighty.
Yeah, I feel like she can't get over herself. Reminding us about a particular someone. Facial.
Oh? What's with these looks? Perhaps the welcoming ceremony still isn't enough? What else should I say then?
I don't know. So, what you gonna say?
Is she waiting for us to start talking?
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady Farina here. What a surprise! Wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler?
Bruh,
How
you
did I not
don't
notice
see
before?
me? My hair is blonde.
Hey, what's all the commotion? Oh, is that Lady Farina? Is there some kind of drama going on?
Of course. That's the blonde traveler. The one all those stories are about. Lady Farina came here to personally see her. Oh, I bet this is going to be the duel of the century.
Yeah. Absolutely a duel of the century.
Ooh, I've got to see this. I knew Lady Farina would never disappoint.
Yeah. Lady Farina will never disappoint. Absolutely.
Yes, but don't get too excited now. My dear believers and spectators alike tend to get quite rowdy, and despite the noise, I've come to tolerate all their ruckus.
Yeah.
You
Good.
may consider this my reward to all of you. I have determined that there will be an epic duel between myself and this traveler from another land, just as you were hoping to see.
Yeah.
Now she wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
Fighting gods, I have the resume. You know what? Never.
Are you not afraid?
What are you trying to do, traveler? Provoking a god in front of her people?
Stand down, Clorend. I admire her bravery. Few have the courage to draw their sword against a god. She is obviously a true warrior.
I mean, haven't you like hear about me with Raiden? Bro, I fight her in the weekends.
Unfortunately, people nowadays only crave to be thrilled, and a mere duel will not slake their thirst for excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's right. Just a duel wouldn't be all that interesting.
On Araneus, criminals are always requesting duels to defend their honor. They're getting a bit old, to tell the truth.
You see. Then, as the god of justice, I shall face this traveler in another kind
Bro.
of duel.
It's
A
just,
duel in court!
it's just like an endless cycle of us getting captured in every nation. In every nation, we'll be like, except for Mondstadt, just why? Why, except for Mondstadt, we're just like, oh yeah, let me just see you as a criminal.
Whoa, all right. Now that'll be worth seeing.
Right. This is Fontaine, after all. Such a grand opera house, it would be a pity not to use it.
Why do you care so much about the crowd's reactions? Seems you've spent a little too much time in the opera house.
She basic official, but if she's a god.
Besides, how exactly do you plan to have a duel in court? You mean you're going to put us on trial?
We literally just arrived here.
Oh, we have reason to put you on trial. It's obvious, isn't it?
What's so obvious about us?
According to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month. You are clearly guilty of violating this law, no?
Oh, so that's what they've done wrong. That's our Lady Farina. No one knows the laws of Fontaine like she does.
You call that obvious? What kind of law is that? Wait,
Flying object,
Flying
yeah.
object. You mean Paimon?
Why? That is so disrespectful for Paimon, man. To be honest, it's kind of hilarious because she's always flying. Like, in every nation be like, nobody question, like, how the heck are you flying? Even the traveler like questioning, how do you fly?
Precisely! Now, if you two have no objections, then in the name of the Hydro Archon, I order your arrest.
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to spoil the... I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition of a flying object.
You tell her, Linny. Finally, someone who's not crazy.
Great magician Linny, my beloved citizen. I'll permit you to object, but how exactly do you plan to prove your claim?
As a magician who just rained on your parade, I naturally should shoulder the responsibility of saving the show. So, with such an audience gathered here...
Oh, thanks.
Ta-da!
What's that on Paimon's back? Hey, when did you do that?
Say you on the back. Yeah, literally. Really suspicious of you to do that, Lini. This is so much like
There.
what I think
As you
it
can
is.
all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as, well, something like a balloon. This rope has been in the traveler's hand all along. It was just that no one could see it before.
Huh? You call that,
Huh. I'm not sure what to think.
Oh boy.
Amusing. Very amusing, Linny. Just the sort of unexpected twist that I enjoy. With you here, today's performance can finally be called complete.
Yeah, good. Thanks, Lini. We don't have to be captured this time around. I hope no more getting captured.
Performance? You see all this as a performance?
Yeah.
In which case, consider the matter of your trial resolved. The god of justice will not bring charges against an innocent person.
Right. Give me a sec. Ya, hello Bu. Saya dekat atas. Sekejap. Hujan ke? Kejap. Aziz kat bawah. Okay. Bye. Okay. Yeah. In which case, that doesn't seem pretty right, too, you know?
But when there are valid grounds, I will not only judge travelers from abroad, but even the gods of other lands.
Oh, yeah, you're definitely very interesting.
I look forward to seeing your upcoming performance at the Opera House, Mr. Linney and Miss Lynette. That's enough for now. Toodaloo!
Good. I don't think I want to see myself getting captured again.
And just like that, she's gone. Well, that's the most unpredictable Archon Paimon's ever seen. He never even had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon. That whole scene just now was really...
Thanks for waiting
Don't
us
mention
out,
it.
man.
I just happened to remember that there was such a law, so I did a little preparation, just in case. I didn't think it would actually come in handy. So, now do you see what kind of god Lady Farina is?
Yeah, she's really was interesting. Just like Nahida said. Kinda wish I have her, but no, not yet. But it's kinda was interesting.
She can be a bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
Yeah, confusing is a good way to put it.
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a magician, Linny. It sounded like you'll be performing at the Opera House, right?
Yeah, seems like it.
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. Lynette is my assistant.
Yeah, your sister is your assistant. Pretty cute, to be honest.
It will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in Fontaine, the Opera House.
But isn't the Opera House where criminal trials are held in Fontaine?
Yeah, you guys just playing a magic trick in a courtroom.
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. To the people of Fontaine, the line between a trial and a performance can be a little blurred.
Yikes.
And speaking of performances, I would be remiss to forego this opportunity gifted by fate. Might I invite the two of you to see my performance?
Of course, why not? You're a great magician from what I'm looking at.
My brother's always excited to make new friends.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. We don't really have anything to do now, and we wanted to go to the Opera House anyway.
I will be delighted.
Splendid. In that case, why don't we go together? I'll show you the way. I just have something to take care of first.
Is there any way I can help?
Oh, you really mean it? Then I'll take you up on your offer.
Good.
This is a magical item known as a magic pocket. Perhaps you can help me distribute them to the people here.
Alright. Sure.
Huh? What are they going to use it for?
About that. You asked me before about the prophecy, right? Let me start by telling you a little more about what it entails. I'm not sure exactly when it began, but a prophecy has been circulating around Fontaine.
Yes, a prophecy.
It says that every person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the nation of justice holds trial after trial, this sin cannot be absolved.
Oh boy.
Until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and the sinful people will slowly be drowned. In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
That sounds pretty gloomy. Why are people in Fontaine born with sin? What is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, what does that supposed to mean? Is it like something they did or oh, one
There are
thing.
lots of guesses. Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole the power of the seas and stirred its wrath. Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings and offended Celestia.
Like what? Like Conria?
But here in
Oh, boy.
Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been concrete evidence for any of these claims, so they can only be regarded as conjecture.
Yeah.
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed, wouldn't it be better just to ignore the prophecy completely? Why bother feeling guilty all the time?
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually started rising.
Oh boy.
Many places have already been completely submerged, and now lie beneath the sea.
Many people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. But my family and I think that the people of Fontaine shouldn't ignore the possibility, which would end up sentencing them to death.
Oh boy.
We hope that at least the people who reside near the waterfront can move away before it's too late. So, we've started distributing magic pockets to them.
Oh. So that's what it was used for.
As a magical item, these magic pockets have astonishing capacity. I'm sure they will come in handy when people are moving their belongings.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It's like preparing for a rainy day! But this is more than a bit of rain.
Yeah. The whole fountain is gonna turn into a sea. Yikes.
Perhaps only absolute power could ever contend with such a catastrophe. But who knows? We're just tiny specks in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Now, if you'd like to help, then please give these magic pockets to anyone nearby. Be sure to convince them to take it, regardless of what they say.
Alright then, let's go and do that just now.
So you're the blonde. Oh, a magic pocket? Seems you really thought of everything. I guess it's better to prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Thanks. Please, also thank the magician on my behalf when you get the chance.
Alright, sure. Let's go and distribute everything to the people. Whee! Alright, let's go. Let's see, is the next people right here? Alright, yeah, here.
Huh? I don't want that thing. Way I see it, if the prophecy's true, it's still gonna be a long time before the water can cover it. Life is all about living in the moment. What use is there in worrying about the future all the time? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah.
You should still take it. You never know when it'll come in handy.
Oh, all right, fine. Thanks. It's just that if I start moving, that means I've already given up on the life I have now. I'd really rather not.
That's so sad. I'm sorry, but we kind of have to do this so we can finally move on. A present? I see. Alright, so let's go to the next person. Let's go to the next person.
What's this? So you also believe in the prophecy?
What? You mean you don't?
No, I believe in the prophecy. The story says that people once lived in the ocean. They were one with the ocean and couldn't live apart from it. as time wore on, people desired to live on land and developed blood vessels, encapsulating the sea within their bodies. Thus could people set foot on land.
Huh. That is an interesting story.
So, if you ask me, when the water rises and takes us all, it'll be like we're going home.
Oh, we hadn't heard that one before. But people can't live underwater. They'll die. You should probably still take it.
Yeah, to be honest, Paimon will literally just breathe underwater, so I don't see the problem there.
All right, I'll take it. I guess I just feel that being dissolved into the water doesn't necessarily mean death.
Alright, let's go talk to Lini. Where is our boy? Oh, there you are. Let's go.
Oh, you already handed out all of the magic pockets? That was fast. So, what did people have to say? Yes, but that will change once disaster strikes. I know they'll change their minds, so it's only right to help them prepare.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you need to do before we leave?
Yes, one last thing. I have the magic pockets made by a workshop in the court of Fontaine. Since we're out and about, I was thinking about bringing him some more materials.
So, you want to collect materials? Just tell us what the materials look like.
Oh, that would be much appreciated. We'll need some romaritime flowers. I remember seeing them near the waterfront on the east side of the...
Yeah. Let's go get some flowers. Let's go get some flowers.
It seems we have to use Hydro to collect romaritime flowers.
Alright, let's see. There you go, and done. Alright, I'm done.
You made quick work of that. I can tell you're an experienced traveler. I've also finished collecting a few here.
Yeah.
Maybe
Thanks.
next time you'll feel like helping too, Lynette.
Oh, excuse her, really?
No way. I'm in power saving mode today. Otherwise, I fear I may not have any energy left for the performance at the Opera House.
Just say you're lazy, man.
Fine. Though the performance is still a long way off. Now that we're finished here, we should get ready to head back to the court of Fontaine.
Yeah, we should get back.
So, we're going to the Court of Fontaine before we head to the Opera House? Good. Paimon wants a tour of Fontaine's largest city and
Yeah, they just left. Oh, yeah.
Wait, shh. Have you noticed that person over there? The young girl.
Huh? What's wrong with her?
She's all... Magicians and thieves practice similar methods. We diverted watch her movement.
Oh, he's right!
Shh, keep your voice down. We need to think of a way to catch her, but it seems she's very alert. You two can ride the lift over there and wait up top. I bet that'll be her escape route if she tries to run.
Understand.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, let's catch some thieves. and to catch some tea. Well, looks like we're gonna say stop right there. Is it? Oh, give me a sec. Alright, let's go catch. Now.
This is the spot where Linny wanted us to wait.
Alright.
Oh, look! Isn't that her?
Time to make an arrest.
Oh no! Did she notice us? She said, what should we do? Should we chase her? You're right. She might also be Nothing's happened for a while now. Paimon wonders if Linny caught the thief.
Let's go
Yeah,
find.
let's go.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, Linny, did you found her?
Are you sure that's all she took? You should check.
No, that was all. Well, anyway, I should be going.
Oh, were you returning what the thief had stolen?
That's right. Pity I wasn't able to catch her. She distracted me by dropping the thing she stole on the ground. By the time I looked back,
I saw the general direction she went, but Linny twisted his ankle, and I needed to make sure he was okay.
Oh,
I'll be all right. It's just a twisted ankle, that's all. In fact,
If you want to play at being a hero, at least try not to get hurt doing it. Imagine what would happen if you managed to derail our performance as a result.
Oh boy, can't see how that turned out.
you're right, you're right. Sorry, Lynette.
Aw, she's just caring about you, man.
I have to admit that the thief was even more skilled than I had anticipated.
Yeah.
But at least we were able to get the stolen items back, so it wasn't a complete failure.
what a slippery little thief. Guess things turned out all right in the end, though. Linny's initiative paid off.
Yeah.
All right, let's put this little detour behind us. We should go to the Court of Fontaine now.
Yep. Let's go. Let's go. Get to the Court of Fontaine. Go. Let's go on a ride, Paimon.
So, we ride this thing to go into the city? What an ingenious way to get around. People in Fontaine really know how to use water.
Yeah, I mean, the literal nation is slowly emerging into the waters, submerging into the water. Of course, that's gonna happen.
This is an aqua bus. It allows people to travel between several key
I think I get
locations
the
around
point here.
Fontaine.
It's a bus. It's a bus, wasn't it? It's a bus, Lynette. But since there's more water in Fontaine, it makes sense for just call it an aqua bus.
It's pretty convenient, but the ride can become a little dull after a while. The scenery is always the same. That's why it's better to travel with friends.
So you mean it's still boring even when I'm riding with you?
No, that's not what I meant. It's just that, well, you don't really talk that much. Besides, it doesn't really feel like a real trip when it's just the two of us. It's the same as being at home.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Whatever.
Guess that's what it's like to be an older brother.
Yeah.
It's about time for us to leave. Let's get on board.
All right, let's go. Man, can't wait to go on an adventure. Wait a second. It's our friend! It's our friend from the event! Hey, pal, remember us? Oh. Hey.
Huh?
Hey, hello.
What?
Caroline!
Traveler! Paimon!
Oh my god! Charlotte!
never guessed I'd bump into you all riding the aquabus. In the story of my life, this is big news.
Yeah, no kidding, man. It's been a while.
What are you doing in Fontaine? I didn't hear anything about you paying us a visit.
Yeah, we just arrived here.
Yeah, it's quite the coincidence. But as travelers, we're always on the move. It's not surprising that nobody knew we were coming.
Yeah, we literally just came here.
Though we still have no idea how the Hydro Archon knew about us. Oh, let Paimon introduce you to our new friends.
To be honest, Paimon, there's a spy at the beginning. Like,
Oh, no need for introductions, Paimon.
okay,
I would recognize the great magician Linny and his assistant Lynette anywhere.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't be much of a reporter if I didn't know who they were. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird.
Nice to meet you. From the Steambird, huh? We've often relied on your paper to promote our performances.
Yeah.
It's an honor to meet you.
Now that everyone knows each other, Fontaine suddenly doesn't feel like such an unfamiliar place.
Yeah, that's great, Paimon.
So, what have you been up to lately, Charlotte? Any big news?
Yeah, wondering.
Not too much. When there isn't any breaking news, I mainly cover the trials at the Opera House.
Yes.
You can still manage to keep readers' attention as long as you tell things from a clever enough angle, even if it's the same old topics. For example, reporting on how a scammer once deceived vulnerable girls into relationships, or how a financial criminal was once so poor that they ate a single piece of bread for 5 days. You're right. Seems you know me pretty well. What I'm really after is exclusive, sensational news pieces that could shake the country. These smaller stories are a waste of my talents.
Aww.
Oh, I just remembered. I've been following a case lately. Well, a series of cases, actually.
You mean the serial disappearances of young women case?
Oh boy, that's gonna be a very great.
That's right. These stories are the talk of the town right now, and it's probably the most mysterious case we've ever seen.
Yeah.
If I'm the first with a draft ready to publish when the case is finally cracked, and it's the headline story in the Steambird,
We're gonna help you out, man.
when that happens, I bet all the other reporters will shed tears of envy. I've already gathered all kinds of materials. I just can't wait for the truth to be revealed.
Yeah, we're gonna play detective mode. Actually, we're gonna play Ace Attorney.
So, what is the serial disappearances of young women case? You mean the culprit hasn't been found?
That's right. The first missing girl case happened almost 20 years ago.
Oh boy.
And ever since, after a period of time, another girl disappears. What the cases have in common is that the girls are all of a similar age, and that they've all vanished without a trace. But the scariest part is that to this day, none of the girls have ever been found. Many suspects have been arrested over the years in connection with this case, but shortly after each arrest, another disappearance would always happen.
Oh boy. There's gonna be a lot more criminals there
Yes,
then.
it's possible. But either way, I believe that every case has some precise truth behind it, waiting to be exposed.
Yeah.
Yes,
Waiting
I
to-
agree. And at the very least, the family of those missing girls deserves some sort of explanation.
Yeah. Those poor girls, man.
I just imagined for a second what I would do if Lynette were to suddenly disappear. I'd pay any price to get her back, and then find a way to track down the culprit.
Please don't imagine that, Lenny.
Yeah, please don't imagine that, bro. You don't want that, man. Oh yeah, there you are. We're gonna crack the case.
Hey, we're almost there! Look!
Hey, bro. Yeah? Yeah, saya tengah record video. Akak tengah sibuk. Yelah, please lah kena. Oh boy, this place is pretty.
Well, I really enjoyed chatting with you. Life should be full of pleasant little surprises like this.
Yeah, us as well. The ride went by too quickly.
Yeah, it does swing too
I have an
quickly.
interview to get to. I should get going before I'm late.
Yeah, you should be
Okay.
going.
Paimon hopes we can chat again soon, Charlotte. See ya!
See you later.
Bye now. Oh, be sure to stop by and see me at the Steambird when you have time.
What a tough job. Always running around and interviewing everyone. Well, where should we go now?
Well,
If you don't mind, how about we stop by my home first? Besides, I still have all the materials we collected.
yeah, let's
Sure,
go do that.
we wouldn't mind at all. This city is so huge, Paimon wouldn't know where to start anyway.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have a good time being in Fontaine now. Oh, it's so pretty here. To be honest, I already explored the whole city, but man, it's still pretty. Yep. Let's go find Linny. Oh, hello.
This is our current abode. Ah, Fremine, you're home. Where did everyone else?
Oh, they all just went out a moment ago.
Oh, this innocent boy. I love him.
I see. Everyone is getting busier now that father will be returning. Allow me to introduce you to my little brother, Fremine. He is a phenomenal diver.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. Oh, you sound very proud to have a diver as a...
Linny, could you come here for a...
What is it, Fremine? Do you have something to tell me?
It's alright. You go ahead.
Okay, I see.
Is everything all right?
Oh, it's nothing. We were just discussing a little housework. Sorry for the interruption. Oh, before I forget, the Traveler and I collected more materials to make magic pockets. Were you able to get any, Fremine?
Yes, I went diving and gathered lots of materials. I was about to give them to you.
That's our Fremine, always quick with the underwater work. All right, I'll take these to the workshop.
Alright then. Oh, to be honest, it's kind of cute. Oh, Novelet is crying. From what I heard, Novelet probably a Hydro Dragon, so man. It's just crying.
Looks like rain.
Yeah, looks like rain.
Oh, you're right. But wasn't it clear and sunny just a moment ago? Fontaine's weather sure is weird.
Yeah, no kidding. Alright,
I'm afraid that's just how it is here. It often rains on days where there are trials being held in the Opera House, but don't worry, it'll clear up soon enough.
aww.
What's wrong, Fremine?
There's a legend about the rain that I tend to believe. It's said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Though we don't know where the dragon went, every time it weeps, the skies will cloud up and pour out rain. When I was a child, my mother told me that if I wanted to go outside and play, I should yell toward the sky at the top of my lungs. Hydro Dragon! Hydro Dragon! Don't cry!
Oh, it's so sweet. Oh.
If it's an elemental dragon, then having the power to make it rain wouldn't be very unusual. Let Paimon try something. Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
Aww.
doesn't seem to be of any use. It is just a legend after all.
You know, you might be a more popular magician if you understood the concept of romanticism. Or could at least play along.
Aww.
Sorry. It might be because we've never met the Hydro Dragon. Perhaps it can't be comforted by the words of strangers.
Yeah, to be honest, we will be so surprised if Novelet turns out to be an Hydro Dragon. I mean, it won't be a surprise there.
It rained for longer than I suspected. Oh, it's already getting late.
Was there something you needed to do, Linny?
Yeah, some preparations for the show at the Opera House. I need to find a way to catch the last aqua bus of the day. On the day of the performance, just ride the aqua bus to the island of Araneus. I'll have Lynette meet you at the fountain in front of the Opera House.
Sounds good.
Oh, are you leaving now?
Aww.
What is it, Fremine? I'm in a hurry. Oh, I get it. Perhaps we could trouble the traveler to help us take these materials to the... I'm afraid that Fremine can be quite introverted. And the boss there tends to be pretty talkative. Fremine has always been a little afraid of her.
Aww. I'm really feeling sorry for him. To be honest, I am an introvert myself, so I can't understand that.
No trouble at all. Don't worry, we're on the case.
Yep, we're gonna help our
Sorry
little
for
poor
the
boy.
inconvenience. I'm quite useless when it comes to such tasks. I'll think of a way to make it up to you.
Oh, no need to.
Oh, no need. This will be a walk in the park for us.
Yeah, let's help you, man. Oh, you're so adorable.
Thanks again, you two. I really can't deal with that lady.
Aww. I promise, we're gonna do something good for you, okay? Alright, so where to go now? Give me a second. Now where to go now? Now where to go? Let's go. Wait a second, don't tell me it's... Oh, it's a blacksmith, of course. Why did I forget where the blacksmith is? I'm just gonna fell down here and say hi. Objection! 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 We're gonna go around the place.
Oh, hello there. New customers? Looking to buy, or do you need something made?
Oh no, we're just here to deliver some materials.
Ah, these must be from Magic Pockets. I could tell right away. I've already made
Do we
some.
need to
No
pay?
need. They've already prepaid several batches worth. When they told me what they'd be using them for, but they insisted on paying the full amount, saying that I had a business to run. It seems both their hearts and their pockets are made of gold.
Wow. So, is Linny...
I can't say for sure, but who knows? Maybe there's good money to be made being a magician in Fontaine.
Hey! Is this machine what you use to make stuff here? It looks really advanced.
Yeah, it does. And being the fact this is actually the first Fontaine lady, which is a blacksmith, is such a great thing ever.
Why use your hands when a machine can do the work? It would be a waste not to use the latest technology. And wasting is a kind of crime.
Yeah, no kidding.
But where does a big machine like that get its...
Well, it's a little complicated. I'm not sure I can put it in layman's terms for you, but
alright.
basically, everything we usually use here in the city is powered by indemnitium. It's a type of energy that's produced from trials.
Huh? How can
Well, I'm not completely sure of all the details myself, but basically, when a trial is in session, the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale harvests people's belief in justice and converts
Oh
it into
my
energy
god,
to
that
be
is
used
the
all
hardest
around
thing to
Fontaine.
say.
So that's what its other function is? Paimon heard that the Oratrice was created by the Archon to make judgments.
Yeah.
But doesn't get it. How could something unreliable like people's beliefs be turned into a stable power source for these machines?
Yeah. Well, Venti and Noida both said that the gods rely on the belief to obtain power.
Oh, yeah! So that means the Hydro Archon relies on the machine to take the energy created by belief and turn it into power for all of Fontaine, right?
Yes.
Even though I've never heard anyone really put it that way before, it sounds like it makes sense. Besides indemnitium, we have another type of energy called pneumosia. It isn't produced by the power of the Archon, but it is unstable by nature. Even now, it still cannot be widely used by civilians.
I thought I'd find you hard at work, but here you are chatting the day away. Since you're already talking, I'm sure you...
You again? Didn't I already promise you that I'd have the Mora?
Yeah, but how do we know that you won't go running off by the end of this month? I want 50%.
Huh?
Seems business isn't so great for the workshop.
Hey, hold on. Before you go around trying to collect payments, why don't you... If Confrérie of Cabriere wants to poach clients from Northland Bank, that's fine.
Ah, you're from Northland Bank.
Traveler, Paimon! I didn't think I'd run into you here in Fontaine. What are the chances?
We're surprised to see you too. What are you doing here in Fontaine?
Long story short, I've already been in Fontaine for some time now. And honest, but it seems that fate brought our paths together today. Not only will I have some good friends here now, but ones who always seem to find trouble.
Yeah, we kind of almost got in trouble, but you know what? Oh, it's not gonna be the same trouble that you're gonna get soon.
Either way you look at it, it seems things are going to get a lot more interesting now.
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid anything that you'd find interesting. Besides, our trip here has gone pretty well so far. Right, Traveler?
Yeah.
Hey, you, Northland Bank boy.
Don't interrupt. It's not often I run into the Traveler like this. Why don't you wait for me over there?
You kidding? Aren't you the one looking for us? You really expect us to sit and twiddle our thumbs while you catch up with your friend? Listen to me, boy. If you want your Mora, fine. Why don't you come and...
Hey, I just said not to interrupt. Oh, by the way, Traveler, the last time I took Tonya and Tusser ice...
Hey! That's way over the line! All right, boys, let's see who has to pay up now!
Oh, boy.
Can you at least let me finish one sentence? Fine. Though the bank told me not to get rough with her, you're the ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense. You two will have to be my witnesses, okay?
Go ahead, they all
I'm
yours.
sure this won't take long.
Yep, not gonna take so long.
Riptide! Bring it on! No time to lose. Tidal wave.
What's your deal, Brad? How are you so strong if you're just a staffer from Snezhnaya's Northland Bank? Wait, don't tell me you're...
Oh, now you notice. It's a little late, don't you think? Just make sure you understand that you don't mess with Northland Bank. Huh?
Now's my chance!
You really gonna mess someone with...
Huh. That was weird.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. Are you?
I'm not sure. It's as if I suddenly lost control of my hydro powers when I needed them. Maybe there's something wrong with my vision?
Yeah, seems something pretty off.
Strange. How could that happen? First time Paimon's ever heard of someone losing control of their vision.
Never mind. It doesn't matter. If I want to stay sharp, I shouldn't be relying too much on my vision anyway. Besides, I always have my delusion in case I need it.
Yeah, don't
So what are
use
you
it.
doing in Fontaine, child? And don't say it's work for Northland Bank.
Well, I guess it's because I've been in a bad mood lately.
Huh? What kind of reason is that? Wait, since when do you feel down about...
I don't know. Maybe I still have a lot to learn about myself, but recently, there seems to be some sort of restless power stirring inside of me. And I don't know why, but every now and then I feel like I'm in a terrible mood.
Yeah, it seems like something's for you.
Maybe you losing control of your vision just now is connected with that power you're feeling inside.
That is a possibility.
So about this
I can't remember if I ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, I fell into some unknown abyss. It was during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me under her wing and taught me was named Skirk. She was always quiet and very mysterious. Nobody knew where she came from or what she had been through, and she was always very strict when teaching me combat techniques. One time, I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. From what I could make of her answer, it was because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me. She said that all my combat training would be useful in the future.
Huh. Interesting.
But what is it? What did you...
She never explained that, but my guess is that it's related to a dream I saw when I had just fallen into that abyss. In my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea, and the boundless seabed was all around me. But in front of me appeared a whale that was so massive, I felt like I couldn't breathe.
A whale? Oh, that sounds familiar! When we fought against you before, you summoned a huge whale that seemed to leap at us. Is that the one?
Yeah.
That's just an abstract form of a whale that I create using my elemental powers. It takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale has always been stuck in my mind. I'll never forget it.
So you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves? Huh. Seems a little twisted to Paimon. So why don't you just go ask your master? Maybe she knows the answer.
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown abyss. But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing. There isn't even a trace of the place where I remember falling into the abyss.
Aww.
Oh, it sounds like some kind of ghost story.
No kidding, Paimon.
Yeah, I'm out of leads at this point, but there's nothing more I can do. It seems that strange encounters in this world tend to be elusive like that.
Yeah, seems like it.
Oh, seems the time really flies when I'm talking with you. I just remembered I have somewhere else I need to be, so I should get going.
Alright then. See ya, child.
What? More work for the Northland Bank?
No, it's more of a personal appointment. Lately, I've been sparring with some of Fontaine's official champion duelists whenever I'm feeling bored.
Official champion duelists? You mean it's their job to do?
Yep. In Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court, they're given one chance to defend their honor by requesting a duel with an official champion duelist. The champion duelists are all-powerful fighters selected from among the nation's best. And the duel itself, so engaging in such a duel is regarded as a symbol of defending your honor. If a criminal manages to win the duel, they'll be acquitted. But if they lose, they'll have no choice but to stand trial. And the worst-case scenario is that you're simply killed in the duel. Though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty, from what I can tell, no one has ever been officially sentenced to death. So really, the only people who opt to duel are those who have suffered a grave injustice in being accused, or those who greatly value their honor. Otherwise, why gamble with your life?
So, do many people actually get out?
Apparently, it's exceedingly rare for anyone to actually win. Fontaine probably enacted this system as a way to show that the nation respects the honor of its citizen. Besides, none of the champion duelists are to be trifled with, which is exactly why I was itching to face them as soon as I got to Fontaine. Apparently, the one I'm meeting today, Clorinde, is the strongest of the champion duelists. I had been asking her for some time before she finally agreed to face me today.
Well, that's child for ya. Paimon feels like we heard that name somewhere before.
Oh, before I forget, I want you to have...
Wait, your vision? Oh boy.
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it got in the way of my duel, so I think I'll be better off without it for now. Besides, I just need you to hold on to it for a short while. I'll come retrieve it when I have some time.
Paimon knows what you're up to. You just run the next...
Whatever gave you that idea? I'll be in touch later.
Alright, see you later, child.
That sneaky guy. He said he's been feeling down lately, but he seemed the same as ever to Paimon. Well, since we don't have much to do for now, we might as well walk around and see the city before Lenny's performance.
Yeah.
Wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who was barely around for most of the story was the murderer all along! Sorry. Paimon was just surprised, that's all. The whodunits here in Fontaine are a lot different than the light novels you see from Yai Publishing House. Both have their merits, but it's so exciting to reach the moment when the mystery is uncovered, especially in the one Paimon was just reading. You should buy a copy and read. Oh, sorry about that. Hey, shouldn't we be heading to the Opera House to see Lenny's performance?
Now you
Lenny said that the
remember?
Opera House is on Aranias, so let's go ride the Aquabus.
Really? Now you remember? Wait. Alright, then let's go.
Whoa! Now this is fancy! The Opera Epiclese. What a place to hold a performance! No wonder Lenny and Lynette were looking forward to it.
Yeah, this place is so beautiful.
Looks like there's a lot of people standing around the fountain up ahead.
Oh, Archon, please bless us.
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much. I'll be happy as long.
I guess if there are, kid, then there's no
Aw.
doubt they'll turn out smart.
That's cute, but oh why?
Maybe this is one of the customs in Fontaine.
Vache.
Huh?
What's wrong?
Vache. Vache.
No, Paimon didn't say anything.
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine.
Lynette, you scared Paimon. When did you get here?
Yeah, just a second ago I think I just heard some ghost or some shit like that, man.
Lenny asked me to wait here for you, remember?
Right.
What do you mean? There are a lot of people here right now.
Hey, you're not trying to scare Paimon, are you? Besides, it's the middle of the day. It's not the time for eerie things.
Yeah, that is
I
true.
see. I might be able to tell you something that could help explain the voice you heard. In fact, you might not be imagining things at all. I suspect that what you heard is a result of your hypersensitivity to the hydro element. Others in my family have had similar experiences.
Yeah.
It's because of her sensitivity to the hydro element? But what would hearing a voice have to do with elemental power?
When do you cry, Paimon?
Wait, what? What does that have to do with anything?
Just answer me. When do you cry?
When do you cry?
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and when...
Then you should understand that tears contain your most intense emotions. Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges. Even the tears that fall to the ground will eventually gather here. So maybe what you heard was the intense emotion coming from someone's tears.
So, what did the voice say? Huh. If you were hearing their emotions, then Paimon wonders what happened to them.
Rather than worrying about them, we should worry about my brother. Don't let that calm look of his fool you. He tends to get pretty nervous just before a performance. So chatting with Lenny might help him relax a little before he goes on stage.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, oh boy, we're gonna solve some murder mystery after this.
Right. That makes sense. Let's go in and see Lenny.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go see our friend.
Ah, Traveler and Paimon. Good to see you. I knew you two would come.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? We wouldn't miss it for the world. We've been looking forward to it.
Yeah, we are so looking forward to some magic.
I can tell, judging by how early you've arrived, but you're actually right on time. The audience still hasn't started entering the venue yet, which means now is the perfect chance for us to take you to the best seats in the house. Wait just a moment, I'll fetch the tickets. The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations. I've already reserved your seats, and here are your tickets.
Ooh, front row seats. Thanks, Linny.
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep thanking me.
Aw, thanks.
Hey, Lenny! Could you come over here and take a...
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there. That's Cal, my assistant.
Yeah, we'll just go to our seats. You go ahead, Linny.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, pal. Okay, let's see. Let's see what's around here. So pretty. Look at that. This place is so pretty. Look at that. Wait. Hey, look at our favorite Hydro Dragon boy. Hydro Dragon guy, I mean.
Oh, these should be our seats.
Oh, hey. This is why this is so awkward?
Hey, Traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next to us. Since we're sitting together and the rest of the place is practically empty still. It's kinda awkward if we don't say anything.
Isn't that usually your job?
You little...
Paimon!
Put this on Paimon.
Paimon, are you about to say something there?
Excuse me, I did not realize you felt awkward. I am terribly sorry. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
Yeah.
Oh, so you heard all of that, did ya? Boy, you sure have good ears. Paimon thought she was keeping her voice down. Wait, that's not it. Paimon's sorry. Paimon's the one who was being rude, talking under her breath like that. So let's talk, but,
Paimon, oh my god. You just make things even awkward. You know what? Yeah, this is getting more awkward.
Oh, Paimon's got it. You're also here early and sitting in the front. Are you a friend of Linny's too?
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Linney would like to be my friend, I would be more than happy to reciprocate.
Aww, just...
Oh, so you're not friends with Linny then? Oh, this is getting more awkward by the second.
No, no crap.
Paimon nearly
No
forgot to
shit,
make her
Paimon.
introduction.
No shit, Paimon. You just make things even awkward.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Tevat.
Yeah.
And as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce myself. I am...
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Our Dragon Boy.
Ah, Mr. Linney.
Dragon guy.
I should say
Oh
it is
my-
in fact an honor for me to see your performance in person.
Wait. Nerville.
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still don't know who Monsieur Nervillet is. Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice. That seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's the symbol of justice and honesty here in Fontaine.
Yeah.
Ooh, sorry for being so rude just now. Paimon had no idea you were such an important person.
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. Nearly every person has their usual reserved seat, so I'm not so special, really.
Aww. Don't say that. You're such an amazing person.
And by the way, I should probably let you know, even though I would prefer not to, There's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now.
Hey, Farina!
I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first impression. So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise, she may become flustered.
Huh? Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro Archon. Huh. She sure has a smug and satisfied look on her face. Guess she has no idea that you saw right through her act.
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more attention. We may now enjoy the show.
Huh? So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro Archon?
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my preparations, and the performance will start as soon as the audience has made their way to their seats.
Yeah.
Yay! The show's finally about to start! Paimon can hardly wait! Paimon's never seen a real live magic show before!
Yeah. It's gonna be so great. I hope nothing gonna go wrong from here.
Oh! They're dimming the lights! The show must be starting!
You think? Of course.
Sorry.
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her...
Hello, everyone.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now.
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely... So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today.
Oh, it's gonna be a fun time.
Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
Oh, good point. That's what makes the show...
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected way. Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless. Huh? But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky. Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes. It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do. Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
That is kind of impressive. That is impressive.
Whoa! What in the world just happened? How did he do that? Paimon didn't see him do anything. Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
Yeah, she's a magician.
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking. To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught up in trying to see that which has been intentional.
Guess you're right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette reappeared. Amazing!
Thank you, everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. But our magical journey has only just begun. I've prepared even more astonishing surprises. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen.
I love the cat.
I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough. But Lynette, in which case, I have ample time to make all necessary preparations. So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of... Please, if my assistants could bring... There are 2 boxes, and only 2 boxes. One is here, and one is there in the aisle among the audience. I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the opposite box. Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the...
Wow! How's he gonna do this? Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks? Or does Lenny have actual...
The lucky audience member will be generated by this random number selector. It selects numbers entirely at random. Even I don't know who will be chosen to participate. Now then, let's begin. Let me see. Oh, Rose, please, come forward. My assistant will take you beside... I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you. You don't need to do anything. If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up?
Oh.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to ask the audience to do. Like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be relying on your voices to know when time is up. Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh! Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that!
No, that won't do. I can see it in your eyes. You still can't. Come on, repeat after me.
60! 50!
That's right, perfect. Keep it going. All right, I'll see you all.
54? 53? Why aren't you counting, Nev?
I am counting in my head, merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me. Just enjoy the show.
Yeah, enjoy the show, Paimon, and shut up.
You look so serious that Paimon thought you might be feeling uncomfortable. 40! 39!
Mr. Lenny, are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just... It would be a disaster if we...
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all. What was that noise? Did you hear it too? Not sure. Anyway, that's... 25!
What's wrong, Mr. Lenny?
I seem to have accidentally...
Never mind the
No, that's unacceptable.
19!
It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. 10 seconds and change is...
10!
Almost there now. Swapping 2 people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again. Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5, 4,
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0.
Ta-da!
Well, that went.
What happened?
Uh-oh, somebody getting murdered. And I don't like that.
Huh? Is this part of Mr. Lenny? You're going to use.
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was.
This performance is over. Medical staff with... No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the... Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linny's magic troupe. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank. As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, and after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed it appears that this incident was not merely some, and there are many indications that it is connected.
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
I know. I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Lenny, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances.
Huh? Why me? This...
No, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? Now that I think...
That can't be right. He was in the box on the stage the entire time. Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances.
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that you're...
I just. But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense.
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the
That's right. I mean you, Traveler. You'll support Lenny. Then there's no problem at all. But with Lenny's help, our little duel ended in a draw. So no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser.
It wasn't a...
I understand. Well, Traveler, seems Lady Farina has... Are you willing to act as Mr. Linny's attorney? Very well. The trial will be held at... Linny and his troupe are all potential suspects. The audience may begin to...
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of cake...
Lenny!
Sorry about everything that happened just now.
Of course! Who would have...
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. I understand. Even I'm not I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an accident or not. And I don't know why As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
Which is precisely why we need to investigate. As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever
Oh
happened
my
must
god!
have been that which is
Five boys!
possible.
Somebody just... Five boys! Where do you get those glasses? I am questioning the same thing. Like, where did you get that? And Paimon, somebody just died, and now you're wearing this. That is not how you be serious, man.
Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool, huh?
Oh my gosh. Paimon, somebody just died. This is not the time.
Don't worry. Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel funds.
Are you sure about that?
I think they look cute on you, Paimon.
Okay, you know what? It's alright.
You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. Feeling depressed isn't going to help me now. I need to get back to my normal self, but with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be especially difficult for Lynette and I to prove our own innocence. Good thing you agreed to be our attorneys.
Yes, thank you so much.
I used to do this.
Just leave it to since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question.
Ah, well, I'm afraid that would involve—
The secrets behind our magic are past saving, Linny.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind our tricks is going to be important. 'Tis truly a pity. As a magician, our magic shows a work of— But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth, we should go somewhere else if we're going to
Alright, let's go have a look while the investigation teams...
Oh, man.
Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
Ah, I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned. Listen, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'd avoid getting mixed up in this whirlpool of a mess if I were you.
Yeah.
Huh? What do you mean?
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cowell. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked him. The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowell inside it.
Huh, which kind of question? What was Cowell inside? Wasn't the girl
This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of— However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a mere accident. If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and Linny is the most likely person to have access to all these areas.
But he doesn't have a motive.
Are you both good friends of his?
Well, you can't say we're good.
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act. I know there's no such thing as magic. I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of evidence. Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know that I'm warning you for your own good. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows, maybe you'll be able to come up with some new...
Alright. There we go. This is an identity. Show the kid crowd engage. Alright then, let's see. Interesting. Interesting. Now we really are detective for— Wait, I want to know if this is true or not. Just a minute. I don't know. I swear, I saw somebody said, you know, I heard somebody said like Paimon will wear that if we open the menu screen. Give me a second. Let's see if that's true or not. Oh my god! It is! It is true! Oh my gosh! Paimon! What? Why? Why Paimon? Why you wear this for? This is so dumb, but at the same time it's kinda hilarious to look at it. Paimon, that... Oh my gosh, you know what? Yeah, let's just... let's ignore that and just immediately go to the investigation. It's investigation time. I hope I said that right because I'm terrible at saying some certain words. Okay, now let's see. Who I should ask first? Let's see. Now, let's go to the next. Alright, to the next person is this.
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, alright?
Yeah,
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
But I do think, like, that probably was the moment where that lady getting captured.
That makes sense. So,
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linny's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank or something like that. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending...
Wait, wasn't the noise we heard too loud?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough... Oh, that's true. I suppose I must reconsider.
Yeah.
That does remind Paimon, though.
Yeah. Now we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere here. Alright then. Let's go back to the up to the stage.
So this is the rope that broke. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks? Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler? Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different... Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left. Huh. So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that... Wait! Why would you write all this down?
Yeah, this moment getting more suspicious by a lot more. So let's see our next clue. Let's go to our next clue.
Hello there. What?
Oh, the seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list. Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for... Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The magic troupe members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects. Simply put, she wasn't related to the magic troupe at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Oh boy.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
I guess there gotta be somebody in this. Maybe there's something to do with that Bashir guy. I hope I said that name right. Gosh, I'm terrible with these names, man.
Okay then.
Thanks for letting us know all
No
this.
need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please, it is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these
Alright then. Now with that, let's check another person in particular.
Go ahead, have a look around. And the
Now let's see the next person to our case. Examine the damage. Struck. Alright, let's...
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out...
See, I told you.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation.
You're trying to help them?
Lenny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation. In other words, Lenny knew.
That much checks out.
Let you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Lenny.
Even though it's been...
Lenny's still talking to the guard. I think someone... Lenny's still talking to the guard. I think someone will be...
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here!
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among...
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
From Mediating Disputes, and I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me Buck.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus, Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs.
Huh?
Well, I am the second...
My apologies, Demoiselle.
No need. You don't have to...
Okay, if you say so.
All merely trifling That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance. Judging from the look of things, I find Lenny an
Really? We think so too! But how did you come to that?
Intuition, naturally. My Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Lenny without any But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting... Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way...
Sounds more like you...
Well, what's your opinion? All right, I've answered...
Wait a minute, did that...
Well, I say it does. But in your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Well...
And why would that be? See, Silver and
Most astute of you, Demoiselle. I, too, think that the Traveler's response was most excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, we're trying
No
our
matter
best
how
here.
wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact. And if that can be done, boss...
All right, that's quite enough, Malus. Anyway, now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall...
Wait! Since when did we become it?
Oh, well, I can be the...
That's more like it.
I think you're missing the point, Paimon.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's You wish to save a friend from false
You have a point. And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something...
I have nothing to add.
Oh.
We'll be making some preparations first.
Oh, hey, little one. You're so cute.
Sorry, but no
Oh
one
my
can
God,
freely
even a
enter or
voice.
exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing... Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not... I doubt there was much opportunity.
How can you be so sure?
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time. I couldn't see Lenny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I did not abandon my post. And I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door,
I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave. We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
Aww.
So, it's safe to say the girl could... Alright, thank you for your help. This'll be useful info.
So now...
We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Understood. Then I will be going with you.
Very good. Thanks for...
You may spare the pleasantries.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian. Sorry. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine.
Oh, new help?
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you...
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic, remembering the details of a trick.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and...
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far...
The back? You mean the inside?
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get? Exactly. All right, let's go.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the...
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite
And what about Lynette?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the...
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked! Wow!
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand,
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how... And yet, to think that someone was able to use it... Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with...
This is the scene of the crime. So Linny and Lynette are not permitted to...
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now.
Thanks, everyone.
We're getting... This should be the control device for the trolley. It seems like you're able to operate automatically. Now let's see what to see here now. Examine the letter. Turn the magic box above. Now. Now let's see.
Huh. What's it?
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh?
Perhaps it was a prop for...
Whatever it is.
Wait. I think... Hold up. I think I'm getting more and more. Oh, I see now. Somebody replaced the rope so it can prey on Lily. The rope, on the other hand, was made from a different type of rope. When you think about it, it looks different than the one that we saw before. So now, the third could possibly be this base, right?
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing. Her clothes are here, but she's...
Right. And do you really need to do that? Ugh, this is so confusing.
Oh my
Doesn't
god,
wanna be a
it looks even
detective anymore.
goofier now. Let's see. A lady gone. Then now let's examine the tracks. Design course. We're getting more and more unanswered questioning. But investigating, let's see the vase.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water?
Oh, Paimon knows. It's one of those tricks. And here's a broken vase.
That can't be.
That is true.
Trolley moves along tracks from
We're
start to
getting
finish.
there.
It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
I think we're getting
Let's note this.
Oh, it's gonna be an interesting one, wasn't it? And missing clothing. Alright then, let's see. Now our next clue is this. Let's see what the trolley is. Yeah. But now let's see what's here.
What is this place?
It seems someone could fit through here.
Huh. Could this...
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with...
But there are no other ways in or out of here. Oh, you're right. Let Paimon right... Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes. Let's head back up.
Water?
Well, we've ascertained the state. Let's find a place to sort out our findings.
Apologies for the wait.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal...
They believe the odds of that are very low. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you...
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless...
Charges and then trial.
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the oratrice will hear statements from both. That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the... To put it simply, it's as if the oratrice has its own will and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. Not that this has ever happened anyway.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought never let...
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment. Ah, yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial. Huh? Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties. Or that we... And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we...
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa, there's no need...
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack...
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too.
Don't worry, Nevia. You're gonna give us that.
I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and...
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Paimon.
Just kidding. Paimon will still do her best, even if they're all...
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Huh? Here? But...
Understood, Demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Let's go.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Wow, that is...
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the Demoiselle's baking...
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to take...
These three are quite the interesting group.
Macaron! Oh my...
And Paimon thought it smelled good while it was... From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg...
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smile.
Paimon was just thinking. Aren't you worried about...
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea... Don't underestimate beating egg weights, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right... Anyway, give these a try. Fresh out of the oven.
Only 3?
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar...
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite. Strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit. No need for concern.
Aw, that's so sweet.
All right, then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal... The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
That is true.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person.
Yeah.
But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowl.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowl before making her escape?
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off.
That is true.
Or does she have any motive? The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the Magic Troop's members.
That is true.
Were we not thorough enough from the sound of things? This is turning into an... Your macarons are amazing, though, Navia.
They are my specialty after...
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3. Honest.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few...
No. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough. Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then maybe...
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of the loose set up the stove.
Huh?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly. We don't...
As you wish, there was...
And I have the egg sugar.
Well, this...
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some... It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied.
All right, thanks for your help.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go.
All right, then.
I'll be back if I find anything new.
Goodbye, Nevia. All right,
it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial.
Yeah, Paimon.
Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare.
Yeah, we're gonna prepare.
Take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
Let's hope so. Right now, let's hope for the time being, we will try our best. Oh boy.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing. Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Yeah, that's proof a person innocent.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened.
Thanks, Navia.
Best of luck to you.
All right, let's do this.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your
To be honest,
No. We're already...
Well, now, don't you all look disappointed? That was to be expected, of course. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly...
Since both parties are present, firstly, in order for the audience to understand the...
Yes, of course. I will explain while...
Thank you, Mr. Linney. You ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the
Yes, that's correct.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady...
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly... There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct...
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption.
Oh, is that...
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track.
And you didn't hear anything else at all?
No, nothing.
I see. But...
Huh?
Hey, hang on.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise.
I was right by the box and...
Look at those scales.
Well, of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rocks. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette...
The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatuis.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage
That's irrelevant. Our identities have...
Indeed. Then your first priority... The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting. Oh, good thing I made all those preparations.
Hey, Linny! What?
Order! Order! Mr. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both... Are these claims true? Please answer my...
I'm sorry. Yes, there...
I knew it!
Well, that's it.
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary?
The defendant is...
Order! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn.
So you would stick in that case, my...
Well, we see about that. We're gonna go Ace Attorney, boys. Oh, Ace Attorney time.
Well, this is awkward. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Paimon just knew where to... We based our entire reasoning on the not to set the wrong tone or anything.
I'm very sorry. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before, but our organization is very, very large.
Right now, we want to save people.
That's right. I'm sure we're on this. I knew if it weren't for our respective ideas. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you. But the truth is very important, but being completely right. So, you be the judge. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster, but still, I'm asking you to trust me.
Sorry.
Well, you both say that, but... Right. Let's hear your...
Of course. I'll answer any... We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a conscious. During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core has been... From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick.
Is that why you needed a whole...
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the...
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel,
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was... Which should have been impossible, of course. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave...
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in fact.
Okay.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watered... Huh?
We're getting the key information. Oh, we're getting closer. Time to continue our trial.
Both parties have returned to their positions. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may...
At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linny's perspective.
Okay.
As the countdown began, when the flatbed trolley passed, he did not realize that finally, he used the At this time, Cowell arrived, so Linny proceeded to afterward. Linny
That is...
And there you have it.
Does the defendant's side have any...
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. Hmm. 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 According to Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. Linny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth. Hmm. Hmm. Linny did not take...
Attention! When the countdown started, but he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement. Once he reached that area, he heard the crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again. And finally, he reached the surface. And that was what...
Yes, boy. Take it.
Paimon did it! Paimon...
In other words, you believe that he knew.
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered... Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case.
Oh, they have...
That's right, you tell
Ha!
me!
Take it!
And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn...
Oh, well, your denial is very strident. Of course I do. You're saying that he wasn't?
Yes.
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? Are you sure we don't need to give this... That's right! Linny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't... This means that when the crime happened, Linny had the same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now...
Well, to think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Ghost belong to Hazley.
Could there have been a third person involved?
Oh, no.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant.
Huh? That can't be right.
Oh!
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator. No one entered or left the Opera House through... The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well.
Oh, nuts. Not that.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
Where the clothing is from?
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances.
Then
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Look, since we're at a dead end, just like the trick is.
If only we knew how Halsey.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
well, hold on a second. Yeah, let's go. It's attorney
Linny
time.
was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. The vase was not broken by chance.
Let's go! I knew it! Woo! There you go. Bite the dust.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving. If there's a similar method where a.
How could a person ever be transformed into water? Must magic tricks all.
Even so, the truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense.
Get it? Focal points. Focal lore.
Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the person.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's back. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are
the primordial.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times.
Oh, we're
One
right.
of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's dip. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
Let's go. Take a foot.
You've got to be kidding. People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy.
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl. Wait just a minute. Could that mean.
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Guards, please continue examining the. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence.
Of course. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That would. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that. What?
The rope that strung the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and cut. As such, Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. I remember there was something else within the inner layer. The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box. Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was... The deceased's name is Cowl, Linny's assistant.
All of them are wrong.
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire... Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism. The rope that strung the water tank up was lit by the firework. The water from the primordial sea should already have...
Okay, the hook is right.
The water from the primordial sea should already have... The deceased's name is Cowl, Linny's assistant. He would have been... I remember there was something else. The rope that strung the water tank up was...
Okay, those three are wrong.
The deceased's name is Cowl, I remember there was something else. The deceased's name is Cowl.
Okay, first... that.
Lynette was in the magic box on... I remember there was something else.
Alright. Now...
The water from the
the
primordial...
last one. Let's go! Getting there! Woohoo! There you go.
It's in the original plan. Cowl would tamper with the water tank rope, and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial sea inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage.
Yeah, let's go!
But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That actually links together a lot of the
Let's
more confusing
go!
pieces of evidence.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I false?
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is his notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered. I shall now invite him on stage to share.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the and we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
That can't be. Does this not, my dear?
Something is...
Linny did not need to take... Having made modification that upon his... Ultimately, he knocked... Now, as much as I...
Hold on. Something
Am I
not
right, Miss?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. Is this the end of...
Hold on. Something not right here.
Oh no! Seems using the...
I think we've all... I believe this is indeed...
Hold on. Something not
Now
right.
then, my good. Excuse me, everyone.
Miss, I must...
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman... What?
No offense, miss.
Come on now, don't be silly. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick... Come on, Linny and Lynette. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think
I understand.
And voila!
Wait, isn't that Halsey?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, that I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me.
that'll teach you to.
Where should I begin? Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so that's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely—
Hey! No wonder you look familiar. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the—
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need to tell the entire story from
Ha! Farina, sorry, pal.
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lily-Ann's. The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was. Lily-Ann was a.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected out of the blue, her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured. Hearing the commotion, Cowl leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lily-Ann had not dissolved. He did not know that Lily-Ann was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who, mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, the two broke the flower vase during the struggle. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes.
Let's go! Yes! Objection! Let's go! Woo! Time to get some evidence kicking into your face. Woo!
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the opera house these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
So that—
Bravo!
Woo! Win!
Now then, Lady Farina. Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I'm...
What are you? No, I have.
Let's
no
go!
further.
Get me on, boy!
If there are no objections, then as the the actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowl,
Let's go.
selected his next victim with some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To
Yes.
cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowl thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house.
Let's go!
As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude... While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that this case, at least, can be handed over to the oratories to make...
Let's go! We're gonna find out. Was he innocent? Let's go! It's time.
As such, Linny and Lynette are
Let's
officially
go!
declared not guilty.
This is Ace Attorney best time ever! Woo!
Victory for Ace Detective Paimon!
Great work, Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an... How did you find the water from the primordial sea in...
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake.
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you. I'm sure you know what you must do to
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one...
We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes?
Oh boy.
Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the
Yes! Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent mora off it.
Oh my gosh! He turned into water. Oh my gosh!
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Oh, that was unexpected. Really unexpected to see that. Well, at least we proved someone innocent, finally.
So, we're just going back now?
Yeah, seems like it. Problem seems to be solved for now.
That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Linny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me.
Aww.
But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
I don't wish to see anyone be falsely accused.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past.
Aww,
Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets.
Yeah.
To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law. I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So, she believes in—
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
It's all right. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I
understand.
Bye, Linny!
Aww. It's pretty hard. Like, bro, Linny. I feel so bad, man. Bro. But at least that Fatui, man. Yo, you are amazing. Just, like, somebody should send her to the goddamn Mondstadt. That is amazing for her to do that.
was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended.
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now.
Ah, I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all.
Yeah, that is true.
Sorry. I might have...
Don't say that, Navia.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer.
Yes.
Well, sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me.
Okay.
Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later.
Alright.
Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Well, if you say so, let's get some
You
meals.
don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navia's treating, count Paimon in.
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the Court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
Yeah, let's
All right,
go.
then. Let's have our farewell meal.
Let's go. Let's get some meal, boys. And now, our first quest has ended. And now, with that, the quest of our first Fontaine has ended. Now, our first quest of Fontaine now has ended. I'll see you guys in the next part. Bye!